In this lesson, we're going to be applying the JavaScript event listener. So this allows us to create interaction with the page elements. And we've already selected the elements in the last lesson. And in this case, as we loop through them, we're adding the event listener method. And the one that we're listening for, the event that we're listening for is a click. And then when it gets clicked, get it to invoke a function. And I've called this function toggle element. And right now we're outputting in the console the event, so whatever gets passed here, the event target, and as well as this object, referring to the element that is being referenced here as this. So you can pause the video and add the event listener to each one of the elements, try it out, and see what gets output in the console. And I'll walk you through the solution coming up. And if you do need more information about the event listener, there's more information available at the Mozilla Developer Network. So they've got a bunch of examples, as well as some of the parameters that you can set up and pass in. So you can also add as an option to only have it clicked once. So this is a really neat one that I've used several times within projects that allow the event listener only to fire off one time. And this also saves you the trouble of having to remove it after it's been invoked. There's also the use capture, and there's several other options that you might want to apply depending on what the need is and how you want to handle the event. So going into the code, as we're looping through all of the elements, we've got the element as an ELE object, and we can add an event listener. And the event listener gives us a choice of the different events that we can listen for. And this particular event that we're listening for is called click. And then let's create a function that we're going to toggle the element. And that's it. That's all we have to add in order to add the event listener. And then, of course, we need to create the function that can handle the picking up of the event object. And we're passing in the event object as a parameter into this function. And console log out the contents of the event. We're also going to console log out the active object and also log out the contents of event target. And I'll show you what the difference is. And you can also get the element by using the event target as well. So there's a number of ways to do this. Let's check out how this works. And I'm going to clear the console. So now when I click any of these, we get this mouse event. And it shows all of the elements. And the one that we're particularly looking at is that this is actually invoking the full panel. This is only getting the head because we clicked on the head. And then also the mouse event is capturing all of this information. So it also includes the event target, which is the element that was clicked. And we don't want to use the head because we want to select the panel as the main object. So going back into the console, and I can clear that. See, the one that we want to use and the easiest one to use is the one that's selecting the entire panel. So that's this object is selecting the entire panel because that's the whole active element that had the event listener on it and that invoked the event. So next lesson, we're going to make the functionality for the accordion.